Hey, it is your girl M, Emily McKnight, your dating and relationship coach here, and we are following up with special topics. So special topics are just things that are trending via social media, my Instagram page at underscore Emily McKnight. Something that gets like a big reaction from a post or something like that. And it doesn't necessarily or may not fall into the other categories like courtships and relationships or the super single. But these might be topics that we all just really need to discuss, kind of hit the nail on the head type of thing. And one of those topics is the pump up method. So I've talked about this a couple of times before. I actually did a whole masterclass called The Secret of Chivalry, and I'll put the link below if that's something that you want to purchase for. I'll put the link below if that's something that you would like to purchase, for the replay. The replays are available. But that was a masterclass that I did earlier in the year that is really beneficial to any part of your dating life. I mean, I think it's like the bread and butter of having fulfilling dating relationships with men. And so this is just really on the surface, kind of an overview. But if you want really exclusive content, detailed information, detailed examples of how it works, I definitely suggest that you go ahead and get the replay. It's just something that you need to have in your library on hand. You need to kind of review before you go out on a date or meet someone new, etc. So the pump up method is just simply something that I've learned over time, but it was really something that I spent about $1,000, maybe $1,500 on seminars that I went to in my method to appreciate your man. You have to appreciate your man. We talk about courtship, we talk about being queens, and we need to be treated a certain way. But when men are doing those things, we can't act as if, oh, it's just expected, or oh, that's what they're supposed to do, so I'm not going to acknowledge that he doesn't get any extra accolades for doing what he's supposed to do. No, we have to get out of that mindset, and we have to learn how to appreciate our men when they're being good to us. And so this is just really a modified version of what I learned back in my early 20s that I paid $1,500 for. You get a snippet of it for free right now, just kind of an overview. And if you want to know the real deal, definitely get it $10 on my website. It'll be in the description below this site. But I'm giving it to you because it's so beneficial and it's so effective in your dating relationships. So just to recap, the pump up method. It's just basically you're going to pump your man up. This is early on, from date one, from when you just meet them to all the way until you're married for 10 years. Okay, this is something that you can apply for a lifetime with the love of your life, basically, or men who, just kind of weeding them out to see if there's any potential. And basically pumping your man up is just really giving them positive feedback each and every time they do something for you, regardless of whether or not it's big or small. Criteria to pump up. So I would say anytime he buys you something, anytime he opens the door for you, he pumps your gas, anytime he's brutally honest with you and when he didn't have to be honest with you, anytime he comes through for you, like he just really does something for you, whether or not you're sick in bed, and he comes with soup and crackers and medicine, just really pump that up anytime that they do an effort. One simple example I would say is if a guy just brought you a cup of coffee and you would say, you know what, I really needed that cup of coffee. Thank you so much. I just really needed that pick me up. It was perfect in time before my meeting that I had at 10 o'clock. You really didn't have to do that. You didn't have to go all the way out of your way. Thank you so much. So it goes beyond a thank you. It kind of talks about or explains to him like how that made an impact on your day or on your time or how it made you feel. So it's not just a simple thank you being polite. No, that's just simple manners. We're talking about pumping your man up at all times. Why is this type of pump up important? Okay, how come we just can't say a simple thank you, whatever? And really, I think it's the meat of it is that men are competitive. Men want to know that they're doing a good job and that they're making you happy. So how best to do that or to give them confirmation if we're not telling them, and we're not telling them often. Okay. And it has to be from the heart. This is something that you really have to train yourself to do, because it's something that we just don't naturally do. So yes, we have to recognize that men are different than us. They want to win, and we have to make sure that we're explaining to them that they are winning. And even though men are competitive, we think of competition as if they're competing with other guys, or they're competing with another competitor. And really, men like to compete with themselves. So just with that cup of coffee example, he's going to say, wow, she really liked that cup of coffee. Next time I'm going to bring her lunch to her job. Or next time I'm going to surprise her for, her favorite restaurant. Or next time I might surprise her with a nice trip, day trip to the marina or up the coast or whatever. So they're competing against the last time they did something for you that they made you happy, that they won. This is why this is so important for you. Just to let you know when to do it, you have to do it each and every time. This is going to be to your benefit. Don't just do it every now and then. You want to do this each and every time they do something nice for you. The best time to do this is immediately in their face. Don't wait 2 or 3 hours after they've gone home. They've, came up to your job, did something nice for you, and you wait until the evening to say, oh, that was very nice. No, tell them in their face, in person. That's just the best time to let them know. Other ways to do that is in front of people. When you get to in front of their friends or their family members, etc. I give several examples in the MasterClass. I definitely want to refer you to that, because it kind of puts you in a mindset of what it looks like to pump your man up in front of other people. Also, this really does help in your mate selection process. And because I have a special note that some men don't do things for you naturally because it hasn't been required of them. Dating game, is different. That's why a lot of singles, I was one of those singles who were just really exhausted. Before I started introducing these methods, I was like, men just really don't court you anymore. They expect you to do everything. They expect you to pay for the bill. They expect you to open your own door, to plan all the dates, just all this different stuff. And that's because we've stopped requiring our men to do these things. And so part of this is, if the person that you're dating or potentially dating is not doing this naturally, I have a method that is just really will kind of increase this activity for you. And that's the pause and wait method. I'll give you an example of pausing and waiting. If this guy never opens your car door or never opens the door for you in an entryway, you can just simply pause and wait. If you're riding in the car with him on a date and he doesn't naturally come around to the door, if you sat in that other seat for a little bit, he'll eventually come and open a door for you. Or if he comes where you guys are entering a restaurant or what have you, just simply pause and wait in front of the door. Don't grab the handle immediately. Don't get an attitude like, oh, he's not going to open my door. If you just pause and wait, he will open your door. I still do this to this day with my husband. I just simply pause. He opens my door every time. Okay? Same thing when he pulls out your chair. Same thing when the check comes. Don't automatically reach for the check. Just pause and wait. Act like you didn't even see the waiter put down the check on the table. Okay? And I tell you guys this just to really, just get out of that, oh, I got it mentality. Even if you're carrying something heavy or you're carrying your luggage, just simply politely ask, like, babe, this is really heavy. Do you mind getting this for me? Or if he tells you, like, hey, can I get this for you? Or let me go ahead and get your bags. Let me get your backpack. Whatever it is, say okay. Stop continuously saying, oh, I got it, I got it, I got it. Let them do what they do. And when they do it, okay, so that's all I have. That's the pimp up method. Enjoy, start to use it. I'm telling you, it works wonders. Okay, take care. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.